drop on cookies. Every time these mothers go buy milk, you give them tax. Create this. If you think you clean, you're going to be in for a room. That's what this is about. And there's no way you can change it now. We've gone beyond the point of no return. Okay? The military, these fools not. Anytime somebody gets elected to the presidency and put 5 generals in it, and you so stupid you don't know we'll be in war in 3 months? You don't see that? And so again, I'm just saying I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have the fun that we've had. Always nice to be back here. Thank you. Now, let me see what we're looking at. We're looking at this third president. That's scary. And you don't even know, y'all talking all that crap, all that bull. You see, his money came from his daddy. When they're talking about New York construction, that's always been the city. Until recently. They kill judges, they kill cops, they kill mayors. He's not caught up. And all these thugs who feel that they murdered, he's not a murderer. Y'all scared to hit him, but they scared of the murder. If you find out, this is what you find. Okay? Somewhere. So when I'm talking paper of Black History Month, for you youngsters that might not know, it used to be Negro History Week.
That's right.
Then they give us some money. And you know they give us the shortest money.
They sure did. You're right.
I didn't expect a 31 there. That worked. So somewhere, when you stop and think who you are and what we deal with, you black folks take me to the Disneyland to see a rat. But having carried the king's grave or to the monument, and that he not died, you wouldn't be welcome. The word nigga bothers you. I call you a nigga, you get upset. I call you a billionaire and you smile. You ain't gonna be a nigga or billionaire. So I'll check the negative one. This is the game. So when you see this thug that messed us up, a black woman in America is the only woman to go to a place called you be called. Who told you you was up? Everybody wants to have you all the show, I go all over the country with the show, but nobody want to talk about that yellow thing. Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? They make the shame of watermelon. God made watermelon, yeah? It made you shame about the way you talk, and you have enough sense to say, let me tell you something, cracker. When I came over here, I wasn't speaking of the pure Swahili. I didn't know nothing about English. The reason why I learned from you. Oh, yeah, you get that never talk very well. Yeah, I'm not talking like you never see. That through that explain to you, never you look back. Make you look back. Somewhere. When you don't understand who this black woman is, the real white folks know. And any of you white folks here, I'm not talking about you. So I say that ain't nothing white, ain't color, it's an attitude. Yeah. If you don't have trillions of dollars in the bank, you couldn't have the attitude. And most of y'all in this room have never seen a real white person. You just see them all in everything. And they make you say, they pop. You have the power. Black women can take a butter knife and cut that nigga's ties to the rim. Nobody on the planet can do that but you. All you ask that nigga who is velvet. But you don't know that because they put all that crap on. There's a new group of children coming through now. You have no control. Called the indigo children. IQ was 200 and go up. And they don't hear none of that crap you talking about at all. And you almost got it. When you was a little boy, brother, Did y'all go to church? And how old were you before your mother and father let you take your own collection, which they gave to you? How old were you when you walked up and put in the collection? You remember? How old? Nigga, the whole house younger than that.
I was talking about my money, not my parents.
All the tricks. If you pay me $100 a week, and I go to church, how much am I supposed to give? What percent? 10%. That's a lie, it's 50%. And they put you down there so you will never get the real 50%. Why you think all these dog corporations, trillionaires, they set up corporations to give money away while they tell you all you do is 10%. This is what it's about. Who are you? You can feel it. A black man invented elevators. And had it not been an elevator today, they couldn't build more than 5 stories. And all these 120 stories, if it wasn't been for that brother, it couldn't happen. Ice hockey was started by runaway slaves that went to Canada and created ice hockey. And the white boy named Richard Stanley came and looked at it, and now it's called the Stanley Cup. See how? And y'all sit there and create it! And this thug twist your head around. You got the Oscars coming up next week. Oscars. Biggest thing in the history of TV. Billions of people look at it Sunday. Oscar? Just Oscar? What color is Oscar? You see it? Huh? Come on. Huh? Gold. You got white gold, black gold. He looks like me and you, because Oscar and his brother Michelle invented movies. Huh? If you don't believe it, go to Idaho. You can't walk down the street without bumping into their statue. Now you sit there Sunday and see something, and you can't even relate with your children and tell them who invented motion pictures. And you think you got something going, you got nothing going. At all. Now we're talking about, we're going to have the N-word. Do you know it wasn't one black person in the room when that decision was made? Did you hear it? Not one black person in the room when that decision was made. And y'all mess with your children because you ain't gonna mess with no real white folks. Huh? Mess with your children. Niggas come home and cuss everybody out of the house. Hey man, you didn't marry that uncle downtown that they didn't say nothing to. Then they're gonna come home and jump on you. This is what it's about. It's about hidden things. That came out of a black woman's belly. A black man's sperm. And white folk got to tell you, they can hide some stuff from you, how smart you are. And y'all go there, and if you went to the movie, I saw it 20 times, and 90% of people in it was white folks. So what I did, I called the researchers all over the world and said, did y'all know that movie was being made? Did any of y'all know it was being made? You didn't tell you where the money comes from or nothing. So my thing is, why was it going to be made? And nobody knew about it. You understand what I'm saying? But if they say you did crime, everybody knows about it. Somewhere. And so when you take little black children, you black parents are like, when you think about them young boys running their pants below their butt, Hitler never wore his pants below his butt. Priests been ripping off little boys' booty for 2,000 years. They never wear their pants below their butt. These nigger-hating racist cops will shoot you in the head 40 times, shoot your mother, they don't wear their clothes below their butt. So what you scared of? They can make you scared of your own children. Malaysian Airlines disappeared, and you niggas act like Ask me, where it is. It's in my backyard. Right. Somewhere, the universe sent you here to heal the system and you joined it. So they don't need you no more. You think you were something. It was nothing at all. They just sit around talking about. Y'all gonna pay me reparation. I told you about you niggas gonna represent me. I know you're gonna get reparation. 60 years from now, and all you niggas think white folks don't owe you nothing, and all you white folks think you don't owe us nothing, they'll be dead. And then you know who's gonna get it for you? Them same white law firms that got 40% of the state with itself. You don't have to do nothing. But I tell them in a minute that these niggas gonna speak for me. Y'all owe me something before we get to reparations. I'm over there in Africa enjoying myself. Lay on the ground, and God gave me, that's my house. Didn't have no mortgage. God sent me a warm breeze every night. That was my blanket. Wake up in the morning and pick my breakfast off a tree, and they came over there, stole me, introduced me to rent, Safeway, and Slow. Somebody. You can get out my way. You don't want it, you don't need it. You can take it. Somewhere. All the codes they put down. And you don't see it. King Kong. King Kong. New York, you don't see it? You know what I'm saying? New York? I went to New York, St. Louis. I didn't know about New York. I go to New York, see the Empire State Building, and then it dawned on me that King Kong is the story of the greatest black boxer in the history of the planet. Jack. No gloves on. 75 rounds. In his white legs. Why is it in New York? Why folks never go to New York? Ain't no trees in New York. Lord, ain't no bananas. So why they make it in New York? Down the street is the boxing capital of the world, Madison Square Garden. That's the story is about him. And y'all think it's about a whole This is the thing. And then after they put him away in jail, and if y'all see, I don't know how HBO, you see the HBO story about him? He's on his way to Georgia, on his way to Florida, and a white racist state trooper swing on him. All right, boy, where you going? I'm not your boy, your mama's boy. So what you say to me? Let me tell you. I'm Jack Johnson. If I told white folks that you spit on me, they'd keep me. That's how much they love me. And this is my wife. Okay? And what you gonna do about it? He said, well, you was speeding. I know that. So what? $50. Gave you $100 to go. I don't have no change. You don't need none. I'll be back with this bitch tomorrow doing the same speed. So y'all around here talking this crap like a kill Chicago, and you too stupid to know that's not them. Huh? What are they putting in their food? Doing reconstruction, none of them black folks that finished college. Huh? Now you can't get in college black without a college degree. And how they getting caught? Because we so busy wanting to be winding down about white folks, they don't know they putting stuff in their drink. Huh? You know the story. Somewhere they've been doing it for years. For years they've been doing it. Spanish fly. You folks ever heard of that? Oh yeah. You put that in a nun's food, and she'll get and run in and jump on the boat. No, I'm saying this to say, we know I can put something in your body and make you act food. So why y'all act like that? This is us doing it. Huh? You need to follow your children to school one day and pass all them convenience stores. They ain't got an apple in there. They ain't got an orange in there. They ain't got nothing in there that helps just in big gallons of purple, green, and red stuff full of sugar. And that don't bother you. That don't bother you. They do it right under your nose. There's thousands of black cops in America. Thousands. You ain't never heard a white person who can't be quiet at black cop. Stop my son, but daughter, in the head 40 times. Why do you think black folks do that? You think they better trained? You think they more spiritual? They don't do it because they know white folks won't tolerate. They do whatever you will tolerate, and then you sit around talking your crazy. And somebody try to change them, that's all you want to talk. And the reason I go back, black folks made me, you know, white folks made me. Black folks made me. And so I know who you are. You listen to me when I was making $5 a night, 3 nights a week. When I wasn't even funny. You got to listen, I was so funny they pushed me downtown where you couldn't afford to see me. That's why I come back and see things. That's why I always want to listen to the phone book. That's why I don't even go by the That's amazing. When you sit and you look at all that stuff, Michael Jackson, what they didn't tell you. 3 years ago they killed when Michael was broke, living in a car. Okay? Living in a car, but they stole all his money. This is it. And then you got to see the outcome. He was rehearsing for the show in London. He's going to do 50 shows in London. That's stupid. God can't do 50 shows in one city. But they could against you, he would. And the great thing about Michael, he was so weak, and so humble. So humble, but he was a child. He never grew up. He's not this. They said, oh, this and this and that. But Michael looked at James Brown do the dance. He didn't do what most of us just be envious. Well, how come I didn't do it? Huh? For 29 years he studied it and did it with a smile. And one day he slipped into the moonwalk. He didn't go out there to do it. That's how the university rewards you when you don't have an attention and none of that. So that's what moonwalk. And now I got grandchildren, 3 years old, can out moonwalk Michael, because once you kick that door, everybody can come through. That's what it's so somewhere when you understand who you are, oh, Bill Cosby, oh, he thought they liked it. You know, everybody liked it. Oh, the Bill Cosby show, Yellow. That nigga had a commercial, the white chicken was riding on his back, eating Jello out this year. How do somebody kill your son? And you can't do no more Jello commercials and you niggas still eating. Talking about who you are, you ain't nothing. Still eating. Okay? This Bill. What was his name? You remember his name? Dr. what? Come on. Why? Because that name don't threaten white folks. You ain't never heard nobody gave us it. Never. It don't bother you and it don't bother white folks. Huh? This is a game. And then all of some white lady sues you. And they sat on the court. And 30 years later, they go back. Okay? Case is over. She wants to sue him again. You been around black folks long enough to know all that time, all these black sisters don't know what to do. Where they get the money? How they find each other? Some of y'all don't even know where your children are. They go over there and find them witches and bring them out. And say, oh, let me tell you what he did to me. This is a game. But y'all buy booty. You like buying booty. What's booty? Anybody know?
Treasure. Huh? Treasure.
I didn't hear you.
Treasure. Treasure. Booty is treasure.
It's the loot that the pirates take off the ship.
Treasure.
It's called booty. And how look at you, sister, you like fine booty. When you ever been on the ship before? Ooh, baby, look at that booty. You just smiled, you know how he said, the God made that booty. That's where the doo-doo is, nigga. How that gonna be fine? The elephant got a ass 10 times bigger than yours, it ain't nobody else. That's a fine ass.
too much. He's too much.
That's why you choose. When you was a little girl, you have a best friend. You remember their name? What was it? Huh? It's okay. What did your mom was? Yeah, your mom paid the house note, the car note, buy your clothes, pay for you to go to school, but that's your best friend because you can hear and that God reason that they ain't nothing. Don't tell you what to do, your best friend don't say nothing. Don't get friends. Y'all ain't never figured that out. My wife told me one day, she said, you'll just spend more time with your oldest son and look, he's taking a strong dislike to you. I said, you tell that. Anything he sees is that he's going to take it out and sit it next to you.
All right.
That's what he's made on the house note. And y'all get to you tell that lady, he better hope I don't take a strong dislike to that. And now come on, Mr. Racist side, he's so crazy. I've been married 58 years.
Woo! Woo!
She went back to her, glad you did. You see him clap? I didn't say I was happy. And I just said to her, I said, look, if you want this marriage to work, I don't care. My only child, I remember their birthdays, my oldest daughter. She's 58 years old. I've been married 58 years. Obviously, she was pregnant for me. And I said to her, if you want this to work, I don't care. You know, I think I got the booty the first night. You didn't like the second night. It's simple. If you want to do work, it ain't about love, and can you be loved? I'm safe with you, and you safe with me. That's what mothers have for the baby. Lovability ain't got nothing to do with it. Some of you black folks will be at some club this weekend. This weekend. Some niggas at the table don't even know you. Say you're about the champagne. You don't think you're about the pussy. You think that's why you did it? Or just go, nigga. Come on, Peter. The game. You look at the energy that's in between the universe of God and the universe. That's what it is. The pagans, because you believe that the pagans was some voodoo or hoodoo. Paganism is just like Catholicism. It is the name of the first religion in the history of the planet. Paganism. Okay? That's what it was. And you all sit around and don't even know what they're doing. What they're doing. Somewhere, when you stop and just see, you can make a difference. The blueprint's already been set. Martin Luther King took on the mightiest nation in the history of the planet Earth and brought it to his knees with no guns. No hatred. That don't mean nothing to you. Huh? It's a game thing. You want me to miss the big thing? Yeah. That was big hungry. Do it again, you need to take it. Somewhere, you. I go all over the world. I know how they feel about you. They're scared of you. Because they know nobody in the history of planet Earth has ever survived this vicious. They still see your love. No slave has ever been hired by the slave owners to fix their food and take care of their baby. They can see it, but you can't see it. This is a game. Someone go to school. I live in a country where they have good schools and bad schools. Go all over the world. And then all of us rush and shoot something up, and you didn't know it because they told you now how stupid they are. The Chinese, they told you how stupid they were. They went over there in Vietnam, and all that, and the Chinese come over their hill. The Vietnamese war is still going on. We signed a truce. We never ended the war. That's what it's about. Why? The richest country in the world is North Korea. Huh? And they don't tell you that. Why? 98% of the tungsten on this planet is located in Korea. Company didn't need them for millions of years. It's like nappy hair. If they find out nappy hair cure cancer, they can people wear locks on their cancer. White folks say, welcome in, come on, everybody don't read. Tungsten. They never needed it. You put it with different metals and it goes through the temperature change. They didn't need it. Somewhere. And then they had gone off 2 days and told all the first responders something's going to happen to King in 2 days. And when it happened, everybody got orders to take him to this one hospital. And if you come there and he's not dead, you don't know what to do. And they spit on him and did all that stuff, and then they smothered him to death. Martin Luther King. And somewhere when you stop and think, you look at this Trump stuff, everybody in the world laughing at you, they're laughing at Trump. He is probably one of the homeless men. Holding up the, now y'all can't see it in the back. What magazine is that? You see? The Economist, right? Yes, sir. That is one of the most powerful whiteboard books on the planet. What's on the cover? They got Trump with lipstick on and Putin with them lipstick marks on. It's a gay thing. Huh? And then the one that y'all will never see here is the hottest thing going on in Europe as we sit here now. It's been going for 3 days this year. Putin in the back of both of them naked. Putin's in the back of him, okay? That's what they're talking about. While y'all sitting here scared of this punk. Scared of him. He was a shadow. And one thing about a shadow, when the sun goes down, the shadow disappears. And if you go home tomorrow and look at the shadow of your house, the shadow is bigger than your house. But it's not real. And y'all scared of that? Scared of him? No. Something's wrong with you. I mean, this man is a stone fool. Huh? A stone fool. Ignorant. Ain't got nothing going for him. He ain't never had no money. All that crap about he's a billionaire. Well, tell me, show us the money. This is today. White folks I know that says, how much you make? I made 10 billion last year. What? Yeah, I made 10 billion. How can I prove it? You can't, cracker. And they're gonna tell me cracker is a racial slur? Thank you, brother. Somewhere, you get to look for it. Somewhere, I used to work the river, Mississippi River, during floods. And we were sitting eating lunch, my brother and I, at Red Cross lunch, and the folks working on the levee, this white dude was sitting there eating lunch, and the back of his neck started turning red. So a redneck quacker. What do you think? You think that's a racial slur? My neck turned red, but you can't see it. Okay? That's right before you have a sunstroke. It gets red as a beet, and the skin is dry, and it looks like a white soda cracker if you put it in water and let it dry out. That's where that came from. Okay? Honky, honky, honky. What does honky mean? See, prostitution was the benefit for white men. What do you mean, black men? Man, I came over here slave. She didn't have a job, and I didn't have a job. And we had booty every day. But there was no money. Okay, and now slavery's over, and prostitution is the benefit for white men. Okay? And so here's what happened. If the governors from around the world is meeting here, or the brain surgeon is meeting here, the whole house is about 45 miles from here because ain't nobody see it. And it's usually run by black folks. And so when they pull up, black guy giving me honks on. That's where the word honky comes from. Okay, and they got you believing all this old crazy stuff, you know. So somewhere, when you stop and think, and these rich white folks, they They just think I know everything, and I don't believe in it. Damn right, I know everything. Well, Mr. Gregory, you just want to know something. What do you want to know? We'd like to know about Malaysian Airlines. Malaysian Airlines? Do you know Malaysian Airlines have 192 different planes that land there every day? And nobody asks, well, what they got going? What kind of companies they got? You ever bought something say made in Malaysia? Okay, then why that planes going there? Malaysian Airlines is where the rich freaks from all over the world go to have no children. That's what it's about. And you mean, ain't nobody ever told you why them airlines is there? Malaysian Airlines, okay? The one that disappeared. When you go home tonight, Google, what is Malaysian Airlines? And just put in, is that Diego Garcia, and they still alive. And you sitting around here with your mighty army, and you think an airplane with all them satellites up there can track a roach, but didn't know where the plane was? So somewhere, so those are the things that you have to do, is understand. Now quickly, let me show you something here now, because I told Trump's people, you know, that niggas know voodoo. But I said, I got a cousin, and if he don't stop, these shoes will be too big for him. These shoes will be too big for him, and these pants will fit him. And somewhere, here's what you do. Stop believing in all this stuff they tell you. 300 years ago, America sent their scientists, okay, to Colombia to check out hieroglyphics. We didn't know how to break it down, but we know we was getting close. So they went there and took pictures of all the stuff on the wall, and all the blue pictures and stuff. And 150 years later, they cracked hieroglyphics. And here's what it said. White man, one day, the white lady gonna do for your children what you doing ours. 300 years ago, cocaine wasn't called the white lady. Okay? Now, the #1 drug out state in America, right now as we sit here, is Utah. Okay? They got you believing this place. Utah. Huh? They joined the church when their mamas got. Ain't too many poor folks there. But people have always seen things and knew stuff. And sometimes they try to project and take it. Somewhere, the #2 state that's drugged out, Vermont. Okay? And since this morning, to now, while we sitting here, 81% of all the OD deaths are white folks. 81%. And then at midnight it goes up. Why? Because your brain tells you every day, your heart, to keep beating. They got heroin out here they put in the white neighborhood that wipe that part of your brain out. So you don't get the message from your brain. And that's why after midnight it goes up to 91% of white folks OD. There's a thing out here that if you just leave it alone, vengeance is mine. Dr. George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver never was around white folks until he went to Tuskegee. Because when slavery ended, they had to find a way to keep them. And so they called them body snatchers. And so they kidnapped him, his daddy, and his mama. And he fell off the buckboard and they didn't realize until they got to the house. And they wanted, no, we're going to get him tomorrow morning. And they went there, and some white folks had found him and took him to this place where white folk could come and adopt. And that's what happened to him. He went to Iowa. Iowa didn't have no blacks, and they ain't gonna get no school system for one. So he went to integrated schools, grade school, high school, college, grad school. And then when he went to Tuskegee, was the first time he saw Negroes. What is this? And they thought he was gay. You know what I'm saying? They thought he was gay. Why?
Castrated.
High pitched voice. Huh?
Castrated.
And is not associated with women. And he would have rather 110 years ago to think he was gay than know them white folks that adopted him, castrated him because he couldn't have nothing to do with their thought. That's what happened to him. Now let's look how the universe works. He invented, okay? He told Ford, Ford would bring millions of dollars to Tuskegee because of his mind. And he told Ford have never got credit for inventing the car because he ain't invented nothing. The Ray brothers in Massachusetts invented the car. Anything you see about the Ford family, they said they created the plant, which means you can make more than one car. Henry Ford was sitting there, and George Washington Carver said, "Then Ford, this is my research. And if you take this and give it to your engineers, it's about the plans. And if they do what this says, you can produce more than one car." Okay, that's all over the world. Mass production is called the plant because of George Washington Carver. But there's something, when you have mass production, you have mass layoffs. That's what caused the Depression. Mass layoffs. The white folks was committing suicide and doing all of that. And then another thing that happened. Another thing that happened. The number one heart attack, it comes from soy. Did you hear me? Soy. Because you wasn't supposed to eat soy. George Washington Carver invented it. That's why God said, "Vengeance is mine. Leave it alone." If you said to George, he wouldn't have done it. But the universal God, I'm not talking about the church, I'm talking about the universal God that don't cut through no slack at all. And if you look at all that Egypt stuff y'all be running through, all you gotta do is look at your nose. That's where the pyramids come from. Look at your nose. That's a pyramid. Folks go to Egypt so they can sleep under the pyramid, spend billions of dollars a year. All you got to do is sleep on your back in the pyramid, and you're sleeping under the pyramid. The thing's changed. Okay? And so somewhere when you understand this, okay? And so the number one cause of heart attacks is cancer, lung cancer. Soy, more white folks and a couple of black folks, vegetarians, are the lead folks that die from lung cancer. Not cigarettes, lung cancer. That's what this is about. And that universal God, it don't talk, it don't say nothing. You got children, the child can be 2 days old, and you in one room talking to somebody, and you know if that child is feeling good or bad because of the vibration. The vibration. So, and so when you start to think about what's fixing to happen, now let me tell you something here. And if y'all don't get this book, because they ain't telling you the truth, but they say it to you. Here it is, right here. Right there. That's what they scared of. Okay? That thing is on its way to you. I wouldn't come here and lie to you. I don't lie to people. Okay? Now listen to that. Look at that. But I think I got that.
National Geographic.
I think I got that. If you can see. You hold that up so they can see it a little bit better in the back. They've been tracking that since 1930. Okay? Back then it circled this planet once a year. Now it's circling every day. And that's what Trump is about. He don't know it. Is to keep your mind off of this. Because you knew what this is. You see people killing their children, their family. This is what this is. And when you look here, that was like 20 years ago. If they took that picture today, and I'm sure they got it, but they're going to put it on a magazine, that planet Earth now is the size of a grain of sand. And like I said, it used to circle once a year, now circling every day, and they know it's about to hit, but y'all don't feel nothing. You don't feel nothing at all. You old folks have been around old folks, you know old folks didn't lose their memory. Huh? You're losing your memory now because that vibration from that is wiping that part of your brain out. So this is what this is. It's somewhere. And then have you heard, wait, I think I have it here. Have you heard that here? Did I say, what year I said they started tracking that? 1930, right? And this was, what paper is that? That was Tuesday's paper, right? February 22nd. Now, right underneath here, on the right, no, they can't see back there. No, they don't need to see it, you won't tell them. Okay? Front page, 2 days ago, of the USA Today. Keep on.
A group of NASA scientists proposed a new definition of what constitutes a planet, possibly opening the door for Pluto to return to its former status.
Now, most folks don't know what that means. In yesterday's USA Today, did y'all see the story about them 7 planets here? Now, they didn't tell you what it was, but those of us that know, that's what they was talking about. The front page of the USA Today, yesterday, they had that story in there. So somewhere, it's here, you talk about draining the swamp, right? This is the front page of the Newsweek this week, the one that's on the stand now. What's it say?
This swamp has no drain.
No drain. Huh? They ain't talking about, here's all the stuff that's coming out now about this, but they're not telling you what it really is. And how many of you older folks remember in Orson Welles did that radio show about the earth coming to an end? Do you know people start killing their children, wiping out their family? And they know if they told the truth, and that's what Trump is there for. To have you talking about that craziness. And this, I love this picture here. Newsweek. Don't even look like the devil, let's look at that. And y'all scared of that? Please. Now, here's another thing I'm going to show you. So you leave here, you don't have to believe. You can leave here. Now, he was a vegetable. Yes. He died of a NASA's arm. Now, look at this picture here. For you young folks, that's Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay? The gun on his hip, so that's the one he used to kill the cop. The rifle is the one he mailed. You know, you're going to kill the president and you're going to get the gun through mail order? Now, I want you to look real good. When y'all get home, Google Life magazine. You see the date on it? Can you see
February 21st, February 21st, 1964.
Now y'all Google that, and here's the reason. Look at it, those of you in the front. The back, they have to be your, they'll tell you. Look at the shadow. You will see it up front. Look at his body shadow. Is the shadow going frontward or backward? Can you see it? Back, right? Okay? For you folks back there, they just validated. Now look at his nose shadow. Is it going frontward or backward? Forward. The universal God don't have shadows one going one way. This is a dove picture. At that time, Life magazine was the #1 magazine on the planet. Look at the newspaper, sit up there because you can see it's a different head on the body. And that's what made people believe what they told them all over the world. What they didn't tell you, 14 people was killed that day. It was shooting everywhere. And if y'all saw the 2 trains, the 3 trains that was up on the viaduct, okay? That was E. Howard Hunt, The other one's code name was Raoul, and the third one was Frank Sturgis. Raoul, that's Willie Harrison's son. He's the father of Willie Harrison, the one that you'll see in the movies. And so when you sit and you look at this, and when the truth come out, they don't even know how to deal with it at all. Some of them. Now, this never ran in an American newspaper. This is about what happened in South Carolina. What's the headline say?
It says U.S. to fast track $29 million to help Charleston shooting victims.
Now, the shooting took place on the 17th. 2 days later, on the 19th, the Justice Department fast tracked a check for how much?
$29 million.
And who did it go to?
The Charleston shooting victims' family.
Did you hear anything about one of the biggest stories on the planet, and nobody in America? Why was they paying them $26? Because something didn't happen. Okay? But you believed it. And I said, well, okay, how come I didn't hear no sirens? How come they didn't show me the few? They showed me one few. This is what the game is about. The marathon. Thank you, brother. The marathon in Boston. I ran the marathon 5 times. And if you want to kill somebody at the marathon, you go to where it starts. It's about 80,000 people there. If you run the marathon, your friend's going to come in and everything. So why did they not blow up the stuff until 2 hours after the marathon race was over? Because had they blown it up at the beginning, the marathon would have ceased. Because all your best runners in the world would have been dead. And now, they sent 2 FBI agents in to do the investigation. Nobody could let no information out until they finished doing the investigation. What did they hide? What paper is that?
This is Global Research News.
Okay, and what's it say?
It says FBI agents killed in Virginia who were investigating the Boston bombing.
Now you see what this is? They were killed. They were the lead investigators. But they don't know what's some stuff out here now they can't stop. Okay, and I think I told you earlier about Nelson Rockefeller. Did y'all remember what I said? Come on, did you remember? Had his son killed, sent him on a business trip and the camera was aiding. Okay? What's it say?
Son of Nelson Rockefeller was murdered by a tribe in New Guinea.
Okay? This is who they are. And y'all think before they rich and all that, but they got something going for them. They ain't got nothing going for them. When JFK got back to D.C. that evening, his brain was missing. Okay? Now, how the president going to be shot with all the folks that rushed in there to preserve the evidence and his brain is missing? Okay? Now, what does that say?
It says JFK's missing brain, missing amid fears it was stolen in...
No, do it anymore.
Okay.
All that you can punch up. Okay? All that you can punch up. And somewhere, when you look and see what this is, and so when you look around, the #1 business in this country today, more than dope, more than prostitution, is organ stealing. Okay? And all these drive-bys. You as a mother and father, you're so upset, you never think of cutting them open and the organs are gone. Okay? That's the game. And they made a big bust in New Jersey, in Newark. I couldn't believe it. That's the first time they arrested almost 100 people. There wasn't no black folks in Newark. No black folks? What's that say there?
It says organ failure, the arrest of rabbis who traffic body parts.
It was school teachers, professors, and the #1 lead on organ stealing is Johns Hopkins Hospital.
It says 2 state legislators and several rabbis were among more than 40 people arrested yesterday in New Jersey.
And y'all can't feel nothing? But you know how to dance. You know how to cook barbecue. I think I got a bigger one, but I'm not going to show it. But I will show you that. And you got to explain what that is. That's a list of what organs sell for. So if I want to run in and buy me an ankle, what's it called? Hear me now, listen. Just like you go to the butcher shop, if I want an ankle, what's it called?
300 and what? No, 8.
I want a kneecap, what's it called? Let's look at the knee, they got the tag there.
Is it $8? No,
Okay.
I think it's a little more than that.
Yeah, you didn't go to private school, did you? No, what we're saying is, somewhere, and so there's people out here now that's not going to tolerate what they doing, and we're going to do something about it. And we ain't talking about no guns or nothing. New York Times story. Read it. Is it the New York Times?
The methodology.
No, it said New York Times.
Yes, sir. It says New York Times.
Okay, and what do it say?
1.5 million missing black men.
Listen, they do it every night, and you don't know a damn thing about it. Every night. But anything this cracker tell you, okay? But then I'm going to tell you this. We have to go in and dig this up. Read it again.
1.5 million missing black men.
Okay? Every night. And you sitting here now somewhere. So again, here's the big news there again. What's it say?
National black market body parts ring exposed in Michigan.
Okay? Being exposed in Michigan. And you heard about what happened in Flint? Huh? Flint? The water? Okay? That's genocide. Nobody called it genocide. So the one black woman that couldn't get the government to investigate, she carried her case to federal court. Did any of y'all know what I'm fixing to say? A week later, they came in the house and shot her 5 times in the head, and the slave was visiting with her. Any of y'all know about that? All you got to do is Google. The engineer, the water engineer in Flint, would have had to come in and testify. They went in his house and shot him in the head dead. Right here, they will tell you about Russia and North Korea. It's happening right here, but you don't know nothing about it. Somewhere. And so somewhere when you stop and think about where this is going, here, I want you to hear this. It's a brilliant doctor, researcher. What's it say?
Crime linked to pollution.
Did you hear that? Crime listening to, but you blame it on you because of it. Listen what this doctor says.
Polluted water can cause brain damage that turns ordinary people into violent criminals.
You hear that?
Says.
And you think it's you. They put in the water, they put in the air. You see those trails up there, it's called chemtrails.
Trails, yep.
And they got chemicals here on the plane, and they make it and blow it down and aim it into your neighborhood.
Yep. In Chicago like crazy.
But you sit and want to blame it on yourself. It's here at the LA Times. I want you to hear this real good. What's it say up there?
It says Los Angeles police differ sharply with prosecutors on
Now
arrest.
this is the Los Angeles police. Now read the first sentence up top.
It says, reflecting confusion that has characterized the city's response to the violence that some 10 days ago, prosecutors and the police are giving wildly different
Now listen what they say. Here's what the prosecutors
reports
said.
on the number of riot-related arrests. Police officials said today that they had arrested 18,000.
Now this is the cop. Hold on. This is the cop. Said in the March riots, we have arrested 18,000 people. But now, what did the prosecutors say?
It said they arrested 18,000 people from Wednesday night, April 29th. The day the riots began through this morning, but prosecutors say they could not.
It's really slow. Speak right now.
Yes, sir.
Prosecutors said what?
They could not account for as many as 10,000 of those.
Did you see what happened? This is in the police station. 10,000 people is missing. They shipped them up to Oregon, where they took their organs. And y'all sitting here and can't feel nothing. and one about this and one about that. And with Ron Brown, when they said, and listen to this university, who's the lead? What's the headline say?
UCLA sued over its Will the Body program.
They sued it and won. Okay?
Families claim university disposed of cadavers in an undignified manner.
They still didn't know what they were doing, but it went to court. Now, this picture here, this come out of Ferguson, Missouri. And that's the picture that went around the world. Okay? When they showed him coming up at the cigar shop. You remember that? Huh? Then Google it tonight. He come out, he had on flip-flops and short pants. 15 minutes later, he laying dead with Nikes and long pants on. Okay? And y'all don't see that? Because the white folks show you, and you so prone to that, even you niggas with your fist ball up and talking that crap. You already had your head messed up. And they can show you that, and all you got to do is pull it. And so Ron Brown owes to his plane crashed into the ocean. The white folks that did the autopsy brought the pictures to me and showed me where they shot him in the head. That's a bullet hole in his head. It never was the plane wreck in the ocean that they said it was. Here's the tail of the plane. That look like it's in the ocean? This is what they do every day. And y'all sitting around talking all that crazy talk, you want to know who won the football game. Somebody. And so, how many people is missing? Black men?
1.5 million, sir.
And then another paper came out, the Washington Post, and told you where they are. They're in that planet right above us. Now, what's the headline say? This is Washington Post. What's the headline say?
It says, today's Earth is a little less lonely. NASA announces the discovery of Kepler 424.
That's where they are.
A potentially habitable.
Stop looking for them. That's where they are. And there's no way you can get there. White people say, well, how can you get there? I know how to get there, but I'm not going to tell you. Somewhere. And if we wind down, I want you to hear this. See, you black folk think education is the answer. Education is the answer. Okay? This is a story about the 9 most powerful rich men on the planet. It happened in Chicago. They gathered at Edgewater Beach Hotel. Listen what it says. 1923.
This is the rise and fall of 9 rich men. Money as we know it is neutral. It is neither evil nor bad. It is what we do with it that will make a difference in our lives. I read about this illustration recently. A popular story recounts a meeting that may have taken place in the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago in 1923.
1923. Now hear this and read it slow.
Yes, sir.
These ain't chump change. These are the 9 most powerful white men on the planet. Number 1,
Charles Schwab, president of the world's largest independent steel company.
that's U.S. Steel. Okay, number 2,
Samuel Insull, president of the world's largest utility company.
number 3,
Howard Hobson, president of the largest gas firm.
number 4,
Arthur Cutton, the greatest wheat speculator.
number 5,
Richard Whitney, president of the New York Stock Exchange.
number 6,
Albert Fall, member of the president's cabinet.
a billionaire. Number 7,
Leon Fraser, president of the Bank of International Settlements.
number 8,
Jesse Livermore, the greatest speculator in the stock market.
number 9,
Ivar Kruger, head of the company with the most widely distributed securities in the world.
in the world. That's 9 of them. And then somebody said, 25 years, hey man, let's see where they are now. Where are they now?
What happened to these powerful and rich men 25 years later? Charles Schwab had died in bankruptcy, having lived on borrowed money for 5 years before his death.
Number 2.
Samuel Insull had died virtually penniless after spending some time as a fugitive from justice.
Number 3.
Howard Hobson became insane.
Number 4.
Arthur Cutton died overseas, broke.
Number 5.
Richard Whitney had spent time in a mental asylum.
Number 6.
It don't give me number 6. It doesn't give me number 6.
Okay, do you have a number?
Yes, sir, somewhere.
Don't worry about it. All of them died penniless and broke, and the last 3 of them committed suicide. So y'all think it's money. You think it's money. You want your children to go to school, get a good education, give them money. That works with the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, but there's a universal God that give a damn about your money, and there it is. Okay? There it is. And so here's where we're going. What we're looking at now is that plan. Okay? There's a group of NASA scientists, I might have said this earlier, that formed their own information lab to tell the world that the money they spent on the space program was to chase this thing. And here's a story here. 74 what?
74 top NASA scientists murdered in the past 10 years.
Okay.
What's going on?
This is the biggest cover-up in the history of the planet. They was going to tell you what happened. And so this is here. I'm one of the biggest niggas on the planet. This was in the Chicago Tribune. Headlines, Chicago Tribune. Listen.
It says, FBI memo, use mob against GREgory.
And they got a picture of me and Hoover before the FBI, Johnson, that ran the FBI in Chicago. I got a copy of the memo before they did. I'm the one that called the press. You want to see something? It didn't make no paper but this, but that GREgory been planning on killing Hoover, and it went all over the world. That's what you're looking at when you look, and you got to look at it. I look at it not because I believe it, to look at the crack in the fabric. That's all. There it is, front page. And then read that first paragraph. Here's what Hoover said. FBI said what?
The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to...
Slow.
Yes, sir. The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to neutralize black comedian GREgory.
Now, that's the word they use for kill.
Yes, sir.
Neutralize. Me. So I called the thugs in Chicago. They said, I got something, you'll probably get it later, but you call your boss and tell him. Some niggas you can mess with and some you can't. I'm one of the niggas you couldn't mess with. And you'd be better off getting on the ladder with a hammer trying to knock the sun out the sky. Been messing with one regular ass and not big. That's what it's about. Don't walk around there, you ain't scared to play football and get your head all banged up. And so it's that believe you. I want y'all to hear this. What happened to Kid? This is they know that I was able to get. What's it say?
After action report, civil disorder operation.
Slow up.
Lantern Spike.
That's their code name. And it said what?
It says Commanding General, U.S. Army Intelligence Command.
This is them plotting, the military. Okay? Fort Howard. That's the ones. Don't listen to this now.
The attached after action report covering the civil disorder operation Lantern Spike, March 28 through 12 April.
They sent me in March the 28th through 12th of April. And they knew they was going to shoot King on the 4th, but they were going to stay there to see if anybody happened to see something so they could kill them too. That's what this is about. And now, the last thing, here's what happened to Trump. Because it happened to me. That's the price list of what Oregon sell for. Turn around here, yeah. They got a tag, whatever you want, that's there. Okay? Now, I'll leave you with this. I need, brother, would you come on? Yes. Now, I want to show you something. And if I didn't show it, you probably believe what they told you. Now, no. Come on up. Yes. Brother, you come on. I want you all to see this. It's stand over there. And open this up. Stand over there. Oh, okay. Now open it up, and so everybody in the room can see it. Okay? This is a gorilla who they say you look like. Now watch this now. Is it up right? Yeah, now show it up real so people can see it. See that gorilla? And they convince you that's you. Gorillas got short legs and long bodies. Black folks have long legs and short bodies. Okay? Now, if I took all the white men in this town and got them naked, and black men get naked, and the gorilla get naked, who looks like a gorilla? White men got hair all over their body, niggas ain't got no hair all over their body. Huh? Look at that gorilla, got short legs and long bodies. Now look at the gorilla's, so they can see them. Look at the gorilla's lips, they razor blade thin. Oh, well, got no big lips. Huh? But yet they can convince you that's you.
That's them.
Look at it. That gorilla got little bitty lips, you can hardly see it. But they told you this is you. So what y'all need to do and ask God to forgive you is go to the zoo tomorrow. And go to the gorilla tell you and carry you some peanuts and say, yeah, cracker. Thank you much. Thank you much.
Give Gregory a round of applause.
We love you.
Give it up. Give it up, Houston. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, my brother. You talk about Black History Month. You got walking, talking, living, breathing Black history right here with us. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for coming. If you would like to meet or greet
Malaysian Airlines is where the rich freaks from all over the world come to have no children. That's what it's about. Ain't nobody ever told me why the airlines is there. Malaysian Airlines, okay, the one that disappeared. When you go home tonight, Google what is Malaysian Airlines and just put in because Diego Garcia and they still alive. And you sitting around here with your mighty arm, and you think an airplane with all these satellites up there can drag a roach, but you don't know the plane. So somewhere, so those are the things that you have to do is understand. Now quickly, let me show you something here now. But I told Trump's people, that niggas will do this. And I said, I got a son, and if you don't stop, these shoes will be too big for him. These shoes will be too big for him, and these pants will fit. Stop believing in all this stuff they tell you. 300 years ago, America sent their scientists to Colombia to check out biologics. We didn't know how to break it down, but we know we was getting close. So they looked into the pictures of all the stuff on the wall and all the new pictures and stuff. And here's what it said. White man, one day, The white lady gonna do to your children what you do in ours 200 years ago, cocaine wasn't called the white lady. Now, the number one drug out state in America, right now, we sit here, is Utah. Okay? They got you believing that it's Utah. Huh? They go to church when they ain't almost got it. There's too many poor folks there, but people have always seen things and new stuff. And sometimes they try to project and take. So, the number two state is drugged out, Vermont. Okay? And since this morning to now, while we sitting here, 81% of all the OD deaths are white people. 81%. And then at midnight it goes up. Why? Because your brain tells you every day your heart to keep beating. You got heroin out here, you can put it in the right neighborhood and wipe that part of your brain out. So you don't get the message from your brain. And that's why after midnight it goes up to 91% of white folks per week. There's a thing out here that he just leaves it alone. Vengeance is mine. Dr. George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver. Never was around white folks until he went to Tuskegee. Because when slavery ended, they had to find a way to keep them. And so they called them body snatchers. And so they kidnapped him, his daddy, and his mom. And he fell off the buckboard, and they didn't realize until they got to the house. No, we're going to get into more. And they went there, and some white folks had found it, and took him to this place where white folks could come and adopt. And that's what happened to him. He went to Iowa. Iowa didn't have no blacks, and they ain't gonna get no school system for water. So he went to integrated school. Grade school, high school, college, grad school. And then when he went to Tuskegee, was the first time he saw Negroes. And they thought he was gay. Any of them before? They thought he was gay. Why? His high-pitched voice, and his non-associated with women. And he would have rather 110 years ago to think he was gay than know him white folks had adopted him, castrated him, because he could have nothing to do with their daughter. That's what happened to him. Now let's look how the universe works. He invented, okay? He told Ford, Ford would bring millions of dollars to Tuskegee because of him, because of his mind. And he told Ford had never got credit for getting a call because he did nothing to do Ray Brothers in Massachusetts and send it to call. Anything you see about the Ford family, they said they created the plant, which means you can make more than one car. Henry Ford was sitting there, and George Washington Carver said, Ford, this is my research. And if you take this and give it to your engineers, it's about the planets. And if they do what this says, you can produce more than one car. Okay? That's all over the world. Mass production is called the planet because of George Washington Carver. But there's something when you have mass production, you have mass layoff. That's what's called the Depression. Mass layoff. White folks was committing suicide and doing all of that, and then another thing that happened. Another thing that happened. The number one heart attack, it comes from suffering. You suffer. Because you wasn't supposed to eat the stuff. George Washington Carver invented it. That's why God said, vengeance is mine. Leave it alone. If you said to God, you would have done it. But the universal God, I'm not talking about the church, I'm talking about the universal God that don't cut you no slack at all. If you look at all that Egypt stuff that we want to do, all that do is look at your nose, that's where the pyramid come from. Look at your nose, that's a pyramid. Folk go to Egypt so they can sleep under the pyramid. Spend hundreds of dollars a year. All you got to do is sleep on your back in the pyramid and you sleeping under the pyramid. Don't that is shame. Okay? And so somewhere when you understand this, okay? And so the number one cause of heart attacks is cancer, lung cancer. So more white folks across black folks, vegetarians, are the lead folks that die from lung cancer. Not cigarettes, lung cancer. That's what this is about. And that universal God, it don't talk, it don't say nothing. You got children, the child can be 2 days old, and you in one room talking to somebody, and you know that child is feeling good or bad because of the vibration. The vibration. So when we start to think about what's fixing to happen, now let me tell you something here. If y'all get this book, because they ain't telling you the truth, but they say it to you. Here it is, right here. Right there. That's what they scared of. Okay? That thing is on its way to. I don't come out of you. I don't lie. Now listen to that. Look at that. They've been tracking that since 1930. Back in the circle just playing once a year, now circling every day. And that's what Trump is about. He don't know it, but to keep your mind on this, because when you know this, you see people killing their children, their family. This is what this is. And when you look here, that was like 20 years ago. If they took that picture today, I'm sure they got it, but they're going to put it on the magazine. That planet Earth now is the size of a grain of sand. And I say they used to circle once a year, not circle every day. And they do us not to hear. It's all going to feel nothing. You don't feel nothing at all. You old folks that get around home, you know, old folks need to lose their memory. Huh? You're losing your memory not because that vibration from that is wiping that part of your brain out. And this is what this is. It's a somewhere. And then, have you heard that here? Did I say, what year I said they started tracking that?
1930.
1930, right? And this was, what paper? Tuesday's paper, right? February 22nd. Now, right underneath here, I'm not going to but they can see that. No, they don't need to see you, watch out. Okay? Front page, 2 days ago, of USA Today. What's that say there? Listen now.
Pluto could get planet status back redefined. Scientists still rise by dwarf in the ocean. A group of NASA scientists proposed a new definition of what constitutes a planet, possibly opening the door for Pluto to return to its former status.
Now, most folks don't know what that means. In yesterday's USA Today, you know, TV store up in the 7 flat head here. Now, they didn't tell you what it was, but those of us that know, that's what they were talking about. The front page of the USA Today, yesterday, they had that story in there. So someone is here, you talk about rain in the swamp, right? This is front page of Newsweek this week, the one that's on the stand now.
This swamp has no drain.
No brain. Huh? They're talking about it. Here's all the stuff that's coming out now about this, but they're not telling you what it really is. And how many of you older folks remember Orson Welles did that radio show about the earth coming to an end? you know, they kill fuck out their family. If they know if they told you that's what they're for. Have you talking about that craziness, and you not love this baby. You got to go, that's good. And y'all scared of that? Now, here's another thing I'm showing you. When you leave here, you have to believe. You believe here. Now, Kennedy did not die in Dallas. How many of you know that? He was a veteran. He died with a national honor. Now, look at this picture here. When you young folks, that's me and I'm your honor. Okay? The gun on his hip, and that's the one he used to kill the cop. The rifle is the one he nailed. He told me you're going to kill the president and you're going to get the gun to nail on him. Now I want you to look real good when y'all get home, Google Life Magazine. You see the date on it?
February 21st, February 21st, 1964.
Now y'all Google that, and here's the reason. Look at it, those of you in the front. In the back, they have to be your, okay. Look at the shadow. You will see it up front. Look at his body shadow. Is the shadow going front look or back? Can you see it? Back, huh? Okay? When you folks back there, they get validated. Now look at his nose shadow. Is it going front look or back? Front. The universe of God don't have shadows going one way. This is a dog picture. At that time, Life Magazine was the #1 magazine on the planet. Look at the newspaper, sit up there because you can see it's a different head on the bottom. And that's what made people believe what they told them all over the world. What they didn't tell you, 14 people was killed that day. They were shooting everywhere. And if y'all saw the 3 trunks that was up on the body, okay? That was E. Howard Hunt. The other one's code name was Raoul, and the third one was Frank Sterling. Raoul, that's Willie Harrison's son. He's the father of Willie Harrison, the one that you'll see in the movies. And so when you look at this, and when the truth comes out, they don't even know how to deal with it at all. So, this got ran in the American newspaper. This is about what happened in South Carolina. What's the headline say?
It says U.S. to fast track $29 million to help Charleston shooting victims.
Now, the shooting took place on the 17th. 2 days later, on the 19th, the Justice Department fast tracked a check for how much?
$29 million.
And who did it go to?
The Charleston shooting victims family.
Did you hear that about one of the biggest stories on the planet, and nobody in America? Why was they paying their employees for something didn't happen? Okay? But you believed it. And I said, well, okay, how come I didn't hear those outrageous? How come they didn't show me the few? They showed me one few. This is what the game is about. The marathon, thank you, brother, the marathon in Boston. I ran the marathon 5 times. And if you want to kill somebody at the marathon, you go to where it starts. It's about 80,000 people there. If you run the marathon, your friends are going to come in and everything. So why did they not blow up the stuff until 2 hours after the marathon race was over? Because had they blown it up at the beginning, the marathon would have ceased, because all your best runners in the world would have been dead. And now, he sent 2 FBI agents in to do the investigation. Nobody could let no information out until they finished doing the investigation. What are they hiding? What paper is that?
This is Global Research News.
Okay, and what's it say?
It It says FBI agents killed in Virginia were investigating the Boston bomb.
Now you see, they were killed. They were the ones that lead investigators. But they don't know some stuff out here now they can't stop. Okay, like I told you earlier about Nelson Rockefeller. You don't know what I said? Come on, you do it. Had his son killed, sitting on a business trip in the cannibal page. Okay? What did you say?
Son of Nelson Rockefeller was murdered by a tribe in Virginia.
Okay? This is who they are. You don't think before they rich and all that crap, they got something going for them, they ain't got nothing going for them. When JFK got back to D.C. that evening, his brain was missing. Okay? Now how the president going to be shot with all the folks that rushed in there to preserve the evidence and his brain is missing? Okay? Now what does that say?
It says JFK's missing brain missing amid fears it was stolen in
The military, all that you can punch up, okay? All that you can punch up, is somewhere, when you look and see where this is. And so when you look around, the number one business in this country today, more than dope, more than prostitution, is organ stealing. Okay? And all these drive-bys. You, the mother, father, you so upset. You never think of cutting open and the organs are gone. Okay? That's the game. And they made a big bus in New Jersey, in Newark. I couldn't believe it. That's the first time they arrested one of the people, the one black people. How do you put that say?
There's organ failure, the arrest of rabbis who traffic body parts.
He was a school teacher, professor, and the number one lead on organ field is John Hopkins.
Says 2 state legislators and several rabbis were among what people arrested yesterday in New Jersey.
And y'all can't feel nothing? But you know how to dance. You know how to do about it. I think I got a big one. But I'm going to show you that. You got to explain what that is. That's a list of what organs cells are. So if I want to go ahead and copy your life, what's it called? Hear me now. Listen. Just like your butcher shop. If I want to answer, what's it called? I want a kneecap, what's it called? Let's look at the knees, you got to tag it.
$8.
You didn't go to price. Now, what I'm saying is, somewhere, and so there's people out here now that I won't tolerate what they do, and we're going to do something about it. And we ain't talking about no guns or nothing. New York Times story. Read it, it's in New York Times.
The methodology.
No, it said New York Times.
Yes, sir, it says New York Times.
Okay, and what do it say?
1.5 million missing black men.
Missing. They do it every night and you don't know it. They don't know about it. Every night. But you, anything is fabrication. Okay? But then I'm going to tell you this. We have to go in and dig this up. Read it again.
1.5 million missing black men.
Okay? Every night. And you sit here now, summer. So again, here's the big news there again. What's it say?
National black market body parts being exposed in Michigan.
Okay? Being exposed in Michigan. And you heard about what happened in Flint? Flint? The water? Okay? That's genocide. Nobody called it genocide. So the one black woman that couldn't get the government to investigate, she carried a case to federal court. And we later came along to talk about we got the Indian 1 year thing where they come in and they shocking right now, they won't tell you about Russia and North Korea is happening right here. We know nothing about it. So somewhere here, we need to hear this. This is big time. Research. What's it say?
Crime linked to pollution.
Did you hear that? Crime linked to pollution. But you blame it on me for the day. Listen what this doctor says.
Polluted water can cause brain damage that turns ordinary people into violent criminals.
You hear that? And you think it's you. They put in the water, they put in the air. You see the trails of this called chemtrails. And they got chemicals hit on the plane, and they make it and blow it down and aim it into your neighborhood. Okay? But you sick, and I'll blame it on myself. This here is the LA Times. You hear this real good. What's it say there?
It says Los Angeles police differ sharply with prosecutors on
Now
arrest.
this is the Los Angeles police. Now read the first sentence up top.
It says, reflecting confusion that has characterized the city's response to the violence that some 10 days ago, prosecutors and the police are giving wildly different
Now listen what they say. Here's what the prosecutors
reports
say.
on the number of riot-related arrests. Police officials said today that they had arrested 18,000.
Now this is the cop. Hold on. This is the cop saying what lives we have arrested 18,000 people. But what did the prosecutors?
Said they arrested 18,000 people on Wednesday night, April 29th. The day the riots began through this morning, but prosecutors say they did not.
Really slow. Is that now?
Yes, sir.
Prosecutor said what?
They could not account for as many as 10,000 of those.
Did you see what happened? This is in the police station. 10,000 people is missing. They shipped them up to Oregon, Guyana, where they took their organs. And y'all sitting here and can't feel nothing. And worried about this and worried about that. It was round when they said, this is the university. Who believe? What's the answer?
UCLA sued over its Will Divide program.
They sued it and won. Okay?
Families claim university disposed of cadavers in an undignified manner.
They still didn't know what they were doing, but it went to court. Now, this picture here, he's come out of Ferguson, Missouri. And that's the picture that went around the world. Okay? When they showed him coming out that cigar shop, remember that? Huh? Then Goldman tonight. He come out, he had on flip-flops and short pants. 15 minutes later, he laying dead with knives and long knives on. Okay? And y'all don't see that? Because the white folks show you, and you so prone there, you niggas get your fist ball up and talk that word. You always had your head messed up. And they can show you that, and all you got to do is go. And so Ron, okay, he's praying Christ into the ocean. The white folks that did the autopsy brought the pictures to me and showed me where they shot him in the head. That's a bullet hole in his head. He never was the plane up in the ocean that they said it was. Here's the tail of the plane that looked like it's in the ocean. This is what they do every day. And you all sitting around talking all that crazy talk about who won the football game. And so, how many people is missing? Black people?
1.5 million.
And then the other thing that came out the Washington Post, he told you where they are. Me and that family, right in the world. Now what the headline? It's a Washington Post. What the headline?
It says today's Earth is a little less lonely. NASA announces the discovery of Kepler 420.
That's what they call. So don't stop looking for them. That's what they are. And there's no way you can get there. How can you get there? I know I get it out. But somewhere, and as we wind down, I want you to hear this. See, these black folks who take education if we answer. Education if we answer. This is the story about the 9 most powerful rich men on the planet. It happened in Chicago. They gathered at the Edgewater Beach Hotel. This is what it says now, 1923.
The rise and fall of 9 rich men. Money as we know it is neutral. It is neither evil nor bad. It is what we do with it that will make a difference in our lives. I read about this illustration recently. A popular story recounts a meeting that may have taken place in the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago in 1923.
1923. Now hear this, read it slow.
Yes, sir.
These are churches. These are the 9 most powerful white men on the planet. Number 1,
Charles Schwab, president of the world's largest independent steel company.
that's U.S. Steel. Okay, number 2,
Samuel Insull, president of the world's largest utility company.
number 3,
Howard Hobson, president of the largest gas firm.
number 4,
Arthur Cutten, the greatest wheat speculator.
number 5,
Richard Whitney, president of the New York Stock Exchange.
number 6,
Albert Fall, member of the president's cabinet.
a billionaire. Number 7,
Leon Frazier, president of the Bank of International Settlements.
number 8,
Jesse Livermore, the greatest speculator in the stock market.
number 9,
Ivar Kruger, head of the company with the most widely distributed securities in the world.
no, that's 9. And then someone said, pretty proud of you, let's see what they're all now. What are they now?
What happened to these powerful and rich men 25 years later? Charles Schwab had died in bankruptcy, having lived on borrowed money for 5 years before his death.
Number 2,
Samuel Insull had died virtually penniless after spending some time as a fugitive from justice.
number 3,
Howard Hobson became insane.
number 4,
Arthur Cutten died overseas, broke.
number 5,
Richard Whitney has spent time in a mental asylum.
number 6, they have a government. All of them are penniless and broke, and the last 3 of them is committed suicide. So y'all think it's money? You think it's money? You want some children to go to school, get a good education, and you make money. That works with the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, and the universal God, and you give a damn for money, and there it is. Okay? There it is. And so, here's where we're going. What we're looking at now is that plan. Okay? There's a group of national scientists, I said this earlier, that form their own information bank to tell the world that the money they spend on Facebook was to chase this thing. And here's the story here.
74 top NASA scientists murdered in the past 10 years.
Okay?
What's going on?
This is the biggest cover up in the history of the planet. They were going to tell you what happened. And so this here is here. I don't want to feel it really on the planet. This is in Chicago, Tribune. Headlines, Chicago Tribune. Listen.
It says, FBI memo used mob against GREgory.
And they got a picture of me and Hoover before the FBI Johnson that ran the FBI Chicago. I got a copy of the memo before they did. I'm the one that called the press. You want to see something? It didn't make no paper but this, but that GREgory been planning on killing Hoover. It was going all over the world. That's what you're looking at when you look at it. And you got to look at it. I look at it not because I believe it, to look at the crime and the fact. That's all. There it is. Drop that. And then read that first paragraph. Here's what Hoover said. FBI said what?
The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to...
Slow.
Yes, sir. The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to neutralize black comedian Dick Grayson.
Now that's the word they use for kill.
Yes, sir.
Neutralize. Me. No. So I called the thugs in Chicago. Because I got something you probably didn't relate. If you call me false and tell me, some niggas you can mess with and some you couldn't. I want the niggas you couldn't mess with. If you be better off getting on the line with a half trying to out the song. Stop. They messing with one way to ass and one food. That's what it's about. Y'all walk around there, you ain't scared to play football and get your head all tightened up. So it's that. I want y'all to repeat this. What happened to kid? This is Daniel What's it say?
After action report, civil disorder operation, Lantern's fight.
That's what they called it. And it said what?
It says, Commander General, U.S. Army Intelligence Command.
This is genocide, the military. Okay? Fort Valley. That's the one. Don't listen to this now.
The attached after action report covering the civil disorder operation, Lantern's fight, March 28 through 12 April.
They sent them in March 28 to 12 April. The needed two kids before they to see something, so they killed them too. That's what this is on. And now, the last thing is what happened to Trump. Because it happened to me. That's the price list of what all can sell for. They got a tag, whatever you want this day. Okay? Now, I leave you with this. But when you come on, yes, now, I want to show you something. And if I didn't show it, you probably believe what they told you. Now, I want y'all to see this. It's Saturday. Then open this up. Now open it up so everybody in the room can see. This is a gorilla who they say he walked out. Now watch this. Now show it up there so people can see it. See that gorilla? And here against you, that's you. Gorillas got short legs and long bodies. Black folks have long legs and short bodies. Okay? Now, if I took all the white men in this town and got them naked, and the black men get naked, and the gorillas look naked, who looks like a gorilla? White men got hair all over their body, and they got no hair all over their body. Huh? Look at that gorilla got short legs and long bodies. Now look at the gorilla's something here. Look at the gorilla's lips. They razor blade thin. Gorilla got no big lips. Huh? But yet they can convince you that's you. Look at it. That gorilla got little bitty lips, you can always see it. But they told you this is you. So what y'all need to do and ask God to forgive you is go to the zoo tomorrow. The gorilla tell you, and carry some peanuts and say, yeah, cracker. Thank you much. Thank you much.
Give us a big round of applause.
We love you.
Give it up. Give it up, Lucy. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. We talk about Black History Month. You gotta walk and talk and live and breathe Black history right here with us. Brothers and